Hi everyone, it's the Book Cougars, two middle-aged women on the hunt for a good read. I'm Emily.
And I'm Chris.
And we have a little agenda today.
We do.
Or an outline. I don't know which it is.
I was going to say editorial calendar. That's a little bit
That's
extreme.
super fancy
We have an
pants.
outline. We are going to talk about currently reading Biblio adventures.
Yes.
Just something we don't talk about a ton here, although we have posted some Biblio adventures.
We have, yeah.
We're each going to share a gift idea for the holidays. We always have an annual episode where we share a bunch of gift ideas. So that will be coming up in episode 247.
Dropping on Tuesday, November 18th, I think. Pretty sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
I'm fairly confident. We'll put
right.
for sure down below.
And then after that, we will talk about upcoming reads and exciting new books that are in our sweaty little palms.
We have stacks.
Yes, we do.
So should I start with
please.
Okay, my current read is The Chicken Sisters. I love this cover with all my heart by K.J. Del Antonia. This has been out for a while. It was a Reese's Book Club pick. It's also, I think, a Hallmark movie or serialized show.
Mm-hmm.
We just finished Grady Hendrix' How to Sell a Haunted House as our Q4 read-along in our year of reading ghost stories, and I needed a palate cleanser. Something light and fun. And this is about two dueling restaurants that have been dueling cooking fried chicken in a small town in Kansas for over a century. And the current sisters of the current generation are May and Amanda. And Amanda has stayed in the small town, is helping with one of the restaurants, but it just so happens that she crossed the tracks, married into the competing restaurant's family, and is working for them. And May, her other sister, has been out of town, living in Brooklyn, but a, what do you call it? What are those TV shows? Reality TV. I couldn't think of the word. A reality TV show is coming to town called Food Wars, and these two restaurants are going to be dueling it out, as are the families. It's a lot of fun. I'm really enjoying it. And we have talked in the past about when you get library books out, that sometimes you find ephemera inside of the library books. And I was reading along and got to page, I left it exactly where I found it, 59. And in there is this beautiful piece of paper.
Oh, nice.
And on the back it says Patrick Bringley in someone's handwriting. And I was like, that is amazing. I just finished his book.
Oh, wow.
All the Beauty in the World, The Metropolitan Museum of Art and Me by Patrick Bringley. I talked about this on the last episode. I should have mentioned it last week on our Nonfiction November. I guess we mentioned some that we had read. We recommended a couple. This would have been a great recommendation. I loved this book. It's a memoir about his time as a guard at the Metropolitan Museum of Art while he is also reeling from grief of the loss of his brother who died of cancer quite young. It would make a fantastic holiday gift and just a great read for Nonfiction November. So,
Nice.
synchronicities,
That
as
is so
Chris
cool.
talks about it.
I love that. That's
I mean,
really
of course I want to know,
right.
maybe they
What
were
was
sitting
that?
in the library reading or sitting in a coffee shop and someone said, you should read this book by Patrick Bringley.
Right. Or who's that guy you're setting me up with? Right? Like, oh, yeah.
Yeah, it could
Yeah.
be. Who knows?
Interesting. Very
Yeah.
cool.
So The Chicken Sisters, K.J. Del Antonio, my current read, All the Beauty in the World, referenced, ironically, and also a great nonfiction read.
That's so cool. The back of this book, The Chicken Sisters, says it's the comfort food of novels. I like that.
Yeah, and that's by Laura Zigman, who's an author whose writing I love.
So I'll talk about my current read, Citizen Reporters. This is the book that I forgot the last two videos, I believe. S.S. McClure, Ida Tarbell, and the magazine that rewrote America. This is by Stephanie Gordon. I am really enjoying this book. It's primarily a dual biography of these two. S.S. McClure started McClure's magazine, but he kind of grew it out of a syndicate situation where he, news being syndicated, right? Somebody writes an article, it gets pushed out to a bunch of different newspapers. He started doing that with literature. So, soliciting stories, approaching writers that he liked, saying, hey, if you're interested, I will buy this story and try and get it syndicated, because back then magazines, did that a lot.
Mhm.
So eventually he is really successful at this and decides to start his own magazine. And this is at a time when magazines were really in their heyday, mid to late 19th century, I should say. And so he had a couple different names in mind, and one of the book critics of the time said, make it McClure's. So that's what he did. And Ida Tarbell was one of his most important reporters, one of his first reporters to sign on and to become a staff writer. And she was really known for being a very precise writer and only using evidence that is documentable, that she could document, which was kind of different for the time period. And she wrote some really influential pieces, biographical pieces, and then one on Standard Oil at a time when it was a giant, an anaconda is how it was portrayed in a lot of comics of the time. So I am really enjoying it. I'm that far through it. A lot of notes and everything. But what I like, the notes, so it doesn't have, they're end notes, but there's no notification within the text that there's an end note. So it just lists it by the page number. So if there's something on a page that you're interested in, you can flip to it and find out, the source or a little bit more information. I love that. It's a really nice way to handle it. Really, really well written, and it's very readable, and I want it to become a movie. So I think it would be really neat because, you've heard of muckrakers, and when I learned about muckrakers in school, it was presented as like they were a negative thing, like they were doing something bad by breaking up the muck that big businesses and politicians were doing, like illegal things and questionable things. And McClure's had some really great cutting edge articles and published literature. And I should say I'm reading it because Willa Cather for a while was editor of the magazine. So it's part of my Willa Cather obsession.
So who would play Willa Cather in the movie?
Well, I would say if it was Kathy Bates like 30 years ago and not on Ozempic, she would make a good one. Right now, I don't know. It would be an unknown. It would be like the search for Scarlett O'Hara. Yeah.
Okay. I like that. I mean, sometimes if someone's too famous, then it takes away from the story.
It does.
Yeah.
Right.
So,
yeah. Citizen Reporters by Stephanie Gordon. Great pick for Nonfiction November or any month of the year.
The next one we have is a beautiful cover. Cursed Daughters by Oinken Braithwaite. And this just came out, I think, last week or the week before. Several years ago, her book, My Sister the Serial Killer, was one of Chris's top 10s of the year, particularly the audiobook.
Audiobook is great.
Right?
Yeah. Love the audio.
We are going to be attending an event with her in conversation with Hannah Halpern at the Harvard Bookstore next Thursday, November 20th at 7 p.m. And if any of you are interested in joining us there, we would love to see you. We'd love to meet you. Come and say hello.
And that's Boston, Massachusetts, for those of you who aren't familiar with the Harvard Bookstore. I wonder if there are other Harvard bookstores not near Harvard.
Oh, I have no idea. That's a good question.
This one is like right across the, well, wait, is it the Harvard Bookstore or the Co-op?
It's the Harvard Bookstore. We had this conversation when we signed up. I don't think I've ever been to the Harvard Bookstore.
It's right across from campus, and I've been there once before, and it's cool. It's one of those stores that has upstairs is all new and downstairs is used, very similar to the Amherst Bookstore.
Yeah.
So
very fun. Yeah, so we're looking forward to this. We'll put the details down below. You do not have to RSVP for this event, but we always recommend getting there a little early to make sure you get a seat.
Yeah, and so we are going to have this book signed by her, if possible. That's our plan anyway, and it's going to be our giveaway for our Patreon community in December.
Yeah. So if you haven't joined our Patreon community, now is a great time. And if you already have, good luck.
Yes. So speaking of Biblio adventures, Emily and I love Biblio adventures. We love road trips, and we have accessories for road trips. And
this is the beginning of our holiday gift ideas.
yeah, so this is one of the gift ideas we're going to be talking about on episode 247. The P style. Can anyone guess what this is by the name? This is a device for women to be able to pee standing up without having to squat and pull down your pants. An unusual gift idea for a book podcast, but again, we also do Biblio adventures where we're on the road. Sometimes, nature calls and you're far between bathroom opportunities.
Yeah.
So this little device has come in handy, and it actually works. Over the years, I've tried different types of devices such as this with less success. Let's put it that way. One was a disposable one, which I didn't really like, the idea of like something getting wet and then you have to pack it out if you're hiking.
Right.
We both also do hike. But this one, it actually works. They sell it in multiple colors. They also have skin tone colors now.
You can really hide it.
Yeah.
And we recommend just keeping it in your car.
Mm-hmm. Keep it in your car. I keep one in my hiking backpack. Come in handy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we'll put information about all these things down below. I am a letter writer. I really enjoy sending letters to people. And we go to bookstores quite often. And I've been seeing this company, but didn't really delve into what it was. I had never seen it before. There's stacks of these little boxes with different patterns. It turns out it's foldable stationery that is similar or inspired by the idea of origami. And it's all one thing. So I find it's really nice to, throw a couple of these in my bag when I'm traveling if I think I'm going to have time to write a letter to somebody. So when you open it up, there's your space for writing. There's a little return address that you actually put inside. So when the person opens it, they know who it's from. I love the pattern on the paper. It's just really beautiful. And then you just fold it along its natural fold lines. Put the stamp there, and that's what closes it. And then address it to somebody. And you can, it gives you a little space on the back. Carry on the conversation here. And you can put a little note there if you want. Or I like to put stickers. And I just think they're so beautiful and interesting. There's lots of different patterns, just of different styles in general. And this box comes with 4 different. I'll just show you a couple. And I love this one with the star.
Nice.
Yeah, pigeon stationery. Send a letter to somebody. It'll make their day.
That's really nice. I like that.
Yeah.
I like the folding too, because like back, in the day, letters used to be carried that way. Like you would just fold it and seal it, and then it would be carried.
And the airmail letters, the airmail paper was like that.
Well, yeah, it would be kind of it had the envelope as part of it, so
Right.
you fold it, and then fold it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I have a lot of different kinds of stationery, and a lot of it is the paper and then the matching envelopes. But I always find that it doesn't end up even, partly because you mess up and you decide to write again, or you write a 2-page note to somebody or something. And, you can always use a pretty envelope or a pretty piece of paper.
Right.
But I love how these are all in one, and I particularly like them for travel because I'll just throw a couple in my suitcase that I can send to people when I'm out and about.
That's great. Or another thing to keep in your glove box if you're into road trips, right?
Yes,
I mean,
that's
because
right.
now, I'd love to send postcards, but they're kind of sometimes hard to find, I think.
Well, and also you can put like 2 sentences on them because I have very big handwriting. And I find when I'm traveling, especially that's when I say, I'm going to write a couple letters while I'm gone because I always want to be writing to people and I don't always make the time for it.
Nice. So last but not least, our books that are coming up, right?
Yeah. You want to go?
Sure. So this is a book I just purchased the other day. The Gales of November, The Untold Story of the Edmund Fitzgerald by John U. Bacon. I love this. I shouldn't say I love the story of the Edmund Fitzgerald. It's a tragedy, but I love Gordon Lightfoot's song from the 70s about the wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald, The Gales of November. And, you know, the first time I heard it, or the first time I remember like really listening to the lyrics, I was a kid, under 10 at the time, traveling in a car, another road trip, in the back of a station wagon, driving in northern Wisconsin along the edge of some lake. I don't know what lake it was. And this song came on the radio. And so I was like in the place-ish, and then really listening to the lyrics as we're driving along this lake. It was such a moving experience. As a kid, it made me teary-eyed listening. So I don't know when I'm going to get to it. It is, it's kind of a bit of a, not exactly a chunkster, but, it's substantial. It's over 400 pages, but I couldn't not buy it.
Yeah.
It was just the anniversary of the fatal wreck, November 10th. So it will be read by me one of these days.
Yeah, just this week.
Yeah, just this week. Yeah. So that is coming up. I've watched a couple real documentaries too. So if you're interested in, like you have access to Canopy or something like that through your library, there are some documentaries on the ship too.
Shall I go? You go.
You want to go? You want me to
go. You already showed it.
Okay.
Can't
sorry,
tease.
Can't take it back. This is Black Owned, The Revolutionary Life of the Black Bookstore by Shar Adams. And thank you so much to the publisher who sent us a copy of this, Tiny Reparations Books. And it is exactly about what the title describes. And I'm really excited to dive into this one.
I love the cover so much. Yeah.
Yeah, very cool.
I have a literary magazine. This is Flights, the literary magazine of Sinclair Community College, which is in Dayton, Ohio, where I used to live in that area. And literary magazines are really cool. This one just happens to come out annually. Some literary magazines come out monthly, some come out quarterly. What I love about this is that the cover happens to be done by our friend and author, Shuly Cawood, who has been a guest on the podcast many times and actually a guest on our booktube as well. We'll put information about that down below. Shuly has been really getting into her art since, actually for quite some time, but particularly when the pandemic came. And I'm just so proud of her that she's now on the cover of something. And I love to, there's a little postcard, this is more of her art, where she said, "Hope you enjoy this, love you bunches." And she also happens to have a story in here called Be the Evolution You Want to See in the World. And the other author that has a story in here that you all might recognize is Sharon Short, who's also been a guest on the podcast. And her short story is called The Blue Porch Swing. Actually, I think it's a short story. I didn't read into that. It could be nonfiction because this is also has short pieces of nonfiction and poetry as well. And Sharon also writes under the pen name Jess Montgomery. So we've had her on to talk about her books under both of those names.
Yeah, and she also writes a column in Writer's Digest too about writing.
Under her name, Sharon Short, not her pen name. So we'll put information about that all down below. So if you want to listen to some, because Sharon's also been on our BookTube channel as well. So if you wanted to listen to them talk about some of their other work.
That's cool. I love that. I love the colorfulness of the art, and it looks so cozy.
All the books. I know. I want to sit in that chair and just take something off of that shelf. So let us know what you're reading. We're still interested in your nonfiction choices. We got a lot of great comments on the video last week. And we would love to know what you're currently reading and any upcoming reads. And if you have any fun Biblio adventures.
Yeah, let us know about Biblio adventures. Love that. And it's, I feel like fall is a great time for Biblio adventures, getting in the car with some hot cocoa or coffee or tea.
Indeed. And it's also always one of our holiday recommendations. This can be a time where people are just kind of losing their minds trying to think of gifts for people. And a really fun gift to give someone is your time and doing something fun together, even if it's a bookstore browse. It doesn't have to be complicated. Going to the library, looking at shelves, and sitting in a cozy nook together.
Absolutely.
Yep.
All right, everybody. Until next. What am I trying to say? Until next week, we wish you lots of happy reading.